Hello everyone, it's me again. Hello. Um, I actually can't believe I only posted one video last month, and I'm sorry because I said I was cooking with the Little Prince video, and then I didn't do anything. And I'm still cooking actually. I it's just difficult, It's difficult 'cause I'm lazy. But anyway, because this is a very easy video to make when I just read which films I watched in the month. This is why I'm doing it again. Hopefully, I will post more than one video this time. Uh, but that's just only hope. Let's not make promises. Anyway, I actually don't know how many films I watched this month. Well, in May. It's June now, but in May, I feel like I watched more. I think every month I watch more because now that I'm done with uni, I actually don't have anything else to do with my life. So I've been watching movies. I know I started really hard with very long intellectual films, and I think I ended up with more silly goose films, but that's me. That's me, that's how I like to watch movies. Anyway, shall we start with what I watched in June? Um, well, I started with Harakiri by Masaki Kobayashi, and I gotta say, I was doing the top 500 films on Letterboxd, and Harakiri said number one, so the best of the best. I was like, I actually need to watch it. It's actually a really long film. It's not that long. It's going to be worse. It's going to get worse. This one's just like 2 hours 10 minutes, normal length, and I did give it a 10 out of 10. It is cinema. You catch me, it is cinema. I think I do get why it's in the like the first of the top 500. Um, it is kind of difficult to watch, I guess, because it is long. It's like a black and white. It's Japanese. Um, it's like a not heavy to follow, but it's just I guess there is something going on, but there's not like a lot of action going on. I don't know how to explain it, but it's really good. I think you should watch it because I say so. Then I was in my role again with Kobayashi and with the top 500 on Letterboxd. So I watched the Human Condition trilogy, not in that order. Well, I mean, I watched it. I watched the three of them in the next 5 days, in the first 5 days of June. So I'm gonna say it. I watched the Human Condition trilogy, and it was crazy. These films are long. The first one is 204 minutes, which is like 3 hours 20 minutes, I think. The second one is 178 minutes, so only 3 hours. I say only 3 hours because compared to the first one, which is like 3 hours 20, like almost 3.5 hours, 3 hours is like, well, actually I can do that. That's doable. And the last one is also like only 3 hours, I think, or like just over 3 hours. But the three of them are really good. They are very heavy. Like if you're going to watch it, it's like that's the only film you're probably going to watch in the day. It's really heavy and it's about it is Second World War, but it's a different aspect to Second World War. It's not like it's how Japan exploited Chinese prisoners, basically. So there is an aspect of like because it's based like set in the Second World War years, but it's like the less known, I guess, or less explored in films, at least of what I've seen in war films. Um, and it's really not patriotic at all. I think it's actually also kind of crazy because the film released like in 90. Well, the films released like in 1959, which is only a few years. Like it's not that long after Second World War. So a lot of people who who've been through Second World War were still alive by the time these films released, and might not be really super duper happy about how the Kobayashi is portraying Japanese people. But if you can, you should watch them. They are really, 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 really heavy, and you actually need to be like in love with cinema to watch them, or interested in war, I guess. But also like interested in war to. I don't know how to explain it. They're really good, but they are insanely long, and it's also very difficult to watch at times. Like, it's a very heavy topic. It's a long film with a heavy topic in a foreign language, unless you're Japanese or you speak Japanese. But it's really difficult to watch. But I watched them in like 3 days. So that's it. I went to the cinema to watch The Devil Wears Prada 2, which I was not gonna do at first because I saw a bit of backlash. Because one of the characters, the assistant, who's called, I think her name is Jin Chang or something like that. That really sounds almost like Xing Chang, and a lot of like Asian people were saying that it's like very stereotypical name. She's also like she's very stereotypical, so it was receiving a bit of backlash, and also the color grading of the film is not as good as it was when it released like 20 years ago or something. I don't know. I was not gonna watch it, but then I was like, well, why not? And I had fun. Like, it was okay. It was nice. It was a nice film to watch, I guess. It's not crazy good. It's not crazy bad. It's just a film. But I also get like why people didn't want to go watch it, especially like Asian people with like. It was very stereotypical the way they represented the assistant. But well, yeah. Anyway, then I watched this month. I watched with my boyfriend the Johnny English. Is it trilogy or is there 4? No, I think it's a trilogy. The Johnny English trilogy, and I thought that was really fun. It's just a silly trilogy that basically mocks the James Bond movies, and is starring Rowan Atkinson, which is Mr. Bean. And they're stupid. They're stupid, but when you spend a long time in England, you start to find it funny. No, they're stupid but funny. Like, stupid funny. And it's actually really fun to watch, like, the mockery of James Bond. So, I watched the 3 of them. I gotta say, the first one I think is my favorite, and the second one, and then the third one. But they're all good. They're all stupid funny. Then I went to the cinema to watch the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Was I super duper late to watch this movie? Yeah. I'm actually surprised it was still in cinemas when I went to watch it. But it was okay as well. There was a lot of colors. Animation was really good. I was surprised there were pigments. I was like, what the hell? What the hell? Because obviously I think it's because they're leading the story to go to like Super Smash. Well, it's not only the Mario characters, but like all the Nintendo ones. So I think they were trying to include that, like putting Nintendo characters in this movie so they can start to lead to the Super Smash movie. I think it was fun. I think kids are going to like it. Kids liked it for a reason. Yeah, there's nothing super deep, but it was fun to watch. It's like a let me turn off my brain. Let me not think and enjoy the bright colors. Yeah. Then this is a crazy find. I watched Volver by Pedro Almodóvar. And I found the DVD on a charity shop for £1. And I haven't seen the movie before, but I was like, you know what, like I love Pedro Almodovar, so like I should just buy it. I'm going to trust that this is a good movie, and I was right. It's actually really good. It's very nice, and really, I trust a very few men writing women, but I think his movies are always really good in that aspect. I think he's really good at writing women. Maybe because he's gay. Don't know. But there is a really good movie. If you have mommy issues, watch it. Yeah. And then I watched Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. And that was okay. I mean, no. What am I doing? Yes, that was the third one of the trilogy, and that's how it should have ended. But I think it was really good. I think better than the second one, because the second one was a lot of context that I didn't care, but it was needed for this one. And then this one was really good. And I'm actually so sad that there's two more movies that I'm actually going to watch. Well, not that I watched after this. And yeah, they're bad. They're bad. I mean, no. The fourth one is okay. It's not great. It's not awful. But the last one is actually boring, bad. I don't know why it exists. And I'm so glad there's no more movies. That's how it should stay. And yeah, that's how it should stay. That's all I gotta say. Then I went to the cinema to watch Tuner, which I was not gonna watch again. How many times have I said I was not gonna watch? But I was not gonna watch it because when I saw the trailer, I was like, "That's actually like fine. It's a fine movie." But I was not interested, and I went to Screen on Scene, which is like a mystery film. So I didn't know which film was gonna be, and it was this one, and I enjoyed it. It was very stereotypical. It was very crime is bad, and if you do crime, you end up bad. But it was nice. It has the incredibly handsome Leo Wooder and the incredibly pretty Havana Rose Liu, and they together. Oh my god! Thank God I'm bisexual because I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. And I watched this little 60-minute um, short film, I guess, called Little Women Joe's Story, which is it was like a series of like I guess it was four like short stories of Little Women, but it only tells like a small part of the story, and it's separated by characters. And the only one I've seen is Joe's story, and it was okay. It was not. There's nothing new. It's just like because it's not even the full story. It's just like 60 minutes of a part of the book, and that's it. So yeah. Then I went to the cinema to watch Obsession, and that was crazy. That was crazy good. Everyone should go watch Obsession. And I'm not going to make a video about Obsession because everyone is talking about it. I don't have any different opinions. The only thing that I was very scared when I first watched it is that Corey Baker was gonna. Well, not was gonna. That his intention writing Bear was that we feel sorry for him, like a kind of like. I mean, because he is an incel. So I was scared that Corey Baker wrote him to feel bad, like very male gaze, basically. I was like very scared that it was gonna be like you should feel bad about him. But then he in interviews and stuff, he says like, no, yeah, like I know Barry's bad. I know Barry's bad. He's horrible. Hashtag hate Bear. So yeah, it's a really really good film. I think horror is back, and it's in the movies. And if you've ever seen the short film The Chair, it's a horror short film. He directed that. And he's only 26. He was like 25 when he was filming, so he's very young. He's only like 5 years older than me. So see you in 5 years. But that was really good. Then I watched Bright Star by Jane Campion. It's basically the story of um, John Keats, and how he fell in love with Fanny, and then he dies. Well, it's an English boy, so I'm not. This is from ages ago, not the. I mean the movie and the like. He was an English poet from ages ago, so I'm not spoiling when I say he died. And funny enough, I when I was in Rome last year, I went to the place he was living in Rome, and then I saw his grave, and I actually didn't know that much about him. So this movie would have been useful back then to understand more and appreciate more that I was there. But hey, um, hey. Then I watched Demolition, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, and I hated this movie because it made me empathize with Jake Gyllenhaal, and I actually hate that. But actually, it's a really good film. I really enjoyed it. But why are you making me empathize with him? I think the only other movie where I empathize with him is Brokeback Mountain, and that's because he's a gay who dies. Urgh. Yeah. Well, then I watched Red Lights, which was such a fucking bad movie. It was so boring, horrible. The only good thing was like the setting, not the setting, the vibes. And I only watched it because it had Cillian Murphy. He's like really handsome, but it was such a bad movie. It was very bad. So don't watch it. Then I watched Nightcrawler with again Jake Gyllenhaal, but this time I can't empathize with him. He's a horrible human being. He's horrible in that movie. I mean, he was good in the way that he was acting. His acting was really good, but the character is fucking horrible. I hated that, but it's a really good movie that I won't I won't rewatch because it's just like oh, a horrible experience. I don't like hating that much on movies. Um, but it's a good film, so if you want to watch it, you should definitely do it. I just won't rewatch it because it was. I hate him. I hate him. But it's a good movie. Then I watched a silent film called The Haunted Castle, and I think it was okay. I didn't even review it. I just gave it like 3 stars. At the time, I guess in 1921, I would have been very scared of it. I guess, but it's been more than 100 years, so I'm not scared. I don't really know why I watched it. I don't know why I keep watching silent films when no one's forcing me to do it. I need to stop because no one's forcing me to do it. So then I watched Big Hero 6, and that was great. That's a 10 out of 10. Diva puts down, and I'm going to say something, and no one shame me, please. It's the first time I realized they live in San Francisco, and they're like, oh, you have to like, and the whole like place, San Francisco, is kind of like a mini tiny version of Tokyo, and that's why it's called San Francisco. I don't know. It was really cool that I don't know how I haven't realized that before, but or maybe I did, and it's the first time I actually think about it. I don't know, but I love that movie. I love the movie. Love that, need that. Then I watched Pacific Rim, and love that, need that. Again, when I was a child, I was really obsessed with this movie, like really obsessed, and I still get the hype. Like 10 years later, probably more than 10 years, honestly. Um, I love it. I love it. I actually remember watching it in cinemas when it came out, and it was really good. Thank you HBO Max for having it. Then there's only 3 more left. That's crazy. I found this little special edition, not a special edition, but like I don't know, it was like a 68-minute short film, a Japanese edition of Little Women that only tells the first part of Little Women, and it was good. The only crazy thing, there was a bit of racism in there. There wasn't even included in the book. They went a bit of creative style, and then they put racism on it, and it wasn't intentional. But oh, That was a hard watch. That was really hard. That was really hard. There was also a very funny part that I know wasn't supposed to be funny, but it was funny because I think is it Joe? Yeah, I think it's Joe goes to Laurie's house, and obviously he's rich and she's not, and he's like, "Well, I hope it doesn't bother you that I'm so much richer than you." No, it doesn't. Thank you. Thank you for saying it like that. Yeah, crazy. Then I went to the cinema to watch Backrooms by Kane Parsons, and does this movie make me feel like I'm not the movie, more the whole context, knowing that Kane Parsons was 20 when he filmed this. Well, no, he was like 19 probably. He's 20 now. He was 16 when he got the deal. What am I doing with my life? What the hell am I doing with my life? Anyway, this is like 1 in a million case scenario. Anyway, I actually really like the film. I was very stressed watching it. It was really good. It was funny. No, it was not funny. Why am I saying funny? It really got the vibe. Like Kane Parsons, like he knows what he's doing. In that sense, he really got like because obviously he's a creator. So I'm glad they got him to direct his own movie that he created before. I think the writing was not as good, and that wasn't his fault because he didn't write it. I think if he was a co-writer, it would have been a bit better. But I still think it was really good. It was really scary. It's pretty scary, very stressful. Chasing scenes, oh my god. I was very stressed. I don't like people chasing other people. It's very stressful. You know what else was stressful? The people in the screening were fucking horrible. The only time they were like not horrible, it was when there was a chasing scene because they were all paying attention. There were people burping in there. Horrible people. I'd rather be in the back rooms than with the people that were in that screening again. Horrible. Anyway, but the film was really good. And I'm also not going to talk about it that much because everyone and their mothers are talking about it too. So, and I don't have any more different opinions from them. I'm just part of the crowd. Yeah, I'm not thinking outside of the box that much, I guess. And last movie I watched is the 1933 adaptation of Little Women, and that was okay. I think because Little Women, the Greta Gerwig expression, is my favorite movie ever. Basically, like all the Little Women adaptations before that, they are not as good for many reasons. And I'm planning on making a video. I don't know if it's going to be really long, but I watched all the Little Women adaptations for that. So, and this one was okay. It's just that I'm not going to actually not going to save it. I just gotta say it was a good movie, but it was not amazingly crazy. I think that's all I'm going to say. It was good. I gave it a 3 stars. It's not bad. That's like a 6 out of 10. It's okay. I still cry when Beth died because when Beth dies in every movie I watch, if Beth dies, not if, when, because Beth dies anyway, but when Beth dies, that doesn't matter if the film is horrible, because Beth is the closest I felt to a character. So yeah, that's all the movies I watched in May. I actually don't know how many, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this. I hope you take my recommendations, and if there's any movie ideas, god, any video ideas you have, let me know. And if you actually hate me yapping about movies, I'll stop, because no one's watching my videos. Not even my friends are watching my videos anymore. Well, we'll see you around, I guess.